in live stream. That's okay
Oh,
then.
here it comes.
Oh, so this is different. It's saying, anyway, this meeting is being live streamed. Okay, so I'll press OK. Hello, Jacqueline.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
Very well, thank you. So
Good.
this is Jacqueline Adams. Um, Jacqueline got in touch with me a while ago and offered to do a soul plan reading for me, which was really lovely of her. And it was just so interesting. So I've run Positive Living Group for, well, it'd be 11 years almost. Oh, in fact, I think it is April. Yeah, so 11 years now. And I think the first one was the first week of April, 11 years ago. And I think it was in the first year, I had a good friend, Sarah Weller, who was a soul plan reader, but I'd never heard of soul plan. And she then couldn't come when she booked in for this, to do this talk. And she said, shall I put it out on the soul plan reading forum to see if anyone else can do it? And this lovely man from London got on a train and come down the next day, because it was only the day before, she said. And his name was Daniel Vay's Angelic Muse. I'll never forget. And it was just a fascinating evening. It really was, because he said, would you mind if I use your name? I mean, I was so new to all of that at the time. So, I mean, it didn't really resonate, whereas I'm more in tune with when I spoke with you, I understood it way more. But yeah, he came down, and where I'd just given my whole name, he told everybody. I was like bright red. He knew me inside out just from giving him my name. And I mean, he'd come from London. I had nothing really on the Facebook page or anything, because I just got going and it was all so new. So yeah, it was quite fascinating. He knew exactly what I was like at school, exactly what I was like as a teenager. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit about Jacqueline. Jacqueline has in the past been a nurse, a reflexologist, a care home manager, and holistic therapist. So as she says on her website, I help people, and that's exactly what I do with the various techniques that she offers. Her work is energy-based. She's developed a great passion for working, particularly over the past 20 years. So when you gave up nursing, the last 8 years has been a real journey for you. And I'm sure you'll tell us a bit about Jacqueline.
Absolutely, yeah. So I left the normal sort of working environment, and it was really in 2016 that I was at a colleague's for a therapy, and she had on her worktop the Soul Plan book. So I clocked it and I thought, I need to go home and order that. And the next thing I'm looking, oh gosh, I need to know more about this. So I enrolled. Fortunately, it was just 2 months later to go down to London to the Holistic Healing College and did the course there. And to be quite honest, that was just like a roll on to other courses and modules. From there, doing soul transformation therapy, all sorts of different things, Atlantean, Aquarian healing paddles there as well, angelic Reiki, silent counselling, and all sorts of different things that have now brought me to where I am today. And you just look back and think, well, what was that's really what that was all about? It was almost like you were being guided to go learn this, learn this, learn that. And now what you've got today is ready to go with my new website, which is launching, gatewaytoascension.co.uk. And I just see myself, Jackie, as I'm just a normal, down-to-earth being that has been through a lot, like many of us have in our lives. But with all the different modalities that I offer, especially the soul plan, I feel the soul plan is the foundation to who we all are. And when you know yourself at that deep level, and see what challenges we've come with, etc., we're able then to work on that. And if there's anything holding us back, we could work at releasing and letting go of any traumas, etc., to get to where we're going for our soul destiny, our life purpose. Yeah.
I just find it fascinating, because all I need was give you my entire first, second, well, however many names you've got. You give the whole name that you're born with. So obviously I've changed my name years ago, and I've been that name longer than I was the born name. But that doesn't matter. It is the name you're born with that you go with.
Yeah.
So you can talk about that, because I just find that fascinating.
Well, I'll maybe just mention first of all that it does have its roots in the Sefer Yetzirah, this here, which you've maybe seen it. Maybe I know Greg Braden has mentioned this in a lot of his work as well, and they've discovered that the helix, in the DNA, it's all encoded, and it's translated to the God within. So we are all fragments of the source of God. It's all within us, who we are. But it's got its roots in this. And Dr. Frank Alper, who was a teacher in metaphysics, he died in 2007, but he wrote 3 volumes as well on exploring Atlantis. So his work was phenomenal. And he actually channeled this system through the soul of Moses. So it's maybe sometimes called Numerology of Moses. And his work's just been fascinating. And then Blue Marsden, who is the founder of the Holistic Healing College in London. And then, of course, you've got the book here too, the Soul Plan book, Reconnect with Your True Life Purpose. This is how we know Soul Plan today, and it's been taught all over the world. It's just a phenomenal system. And so what happens is we have the birth name that we are given at birth. And the belief is too that there's a telepathy with the incoming soul to live the life, come into this incarnation. There's a telepathy to give a name to the parents, and then that will be the birth name, the divine original blueprint of our whole life experience. So what we do in Soul Plan, we're able to convert that name, and we use the ancient Hebrew text, because words are more than, just the letter. They're about sound, frequency, vibration. So we're able then to, create your star of creation, which is based on the Merkaba. And that's actually a tetrahedron. So it's a very sacred symbol. And I'll explain in a wee minute, maybe when we'll share the screen, to show what a star of creation looks like. But when we get your birth name, we convert it into Hebrew, and there's a special way of working it out. And then we plot that around your star of creation to give different energies that we've come with. And we've got challenges that we come with. We've got inbuilt talents that we bring with us, and we've got our goals, our life goals as well. But we've got the downward triangle of that chart is all about the worldly, the earthly experiences, the female aspect as well, Mother Earth, the female aspect. And the upward triangle is the spiritual aspect, the masculine. So we've got worldly challenges, talents and goals, and we've also got spiritual challenges, talents and goals. And ultimately in the middle is our soul purpose, our soul's highest potential, why we're here. But I always say the soul, the challenges are really opportunities for growth. Our soul has come with, deciding I'm going back, and the name that we're given is the name that puts out that energy that will give us the path that we will live. And it's just quite remarkable how it all fits in, with, you look back at your soul plan and you think, oh wow, well that's why that happened. And as I say, when you see your life in front of you, it just lets you understand other people have got a soul plan as well, and they're going through their challenges, etc. And it just lets you look at everybody around about you with a total different perspective, because we're all going through our own spiritual soul journey here as well, yeah.
So it makes no difference. So when you're born, I do remember one thing that he said, that if you're not given the right name, if your parents don't choose the right name, quite often the midwife will say, no, that's not the right name for that child. And I thought that's ridiculous. But there was 2 people there that evening that the midwife had said, no, that's not the right name. You need to call her this or call her that.
Wow.
And yeah, there was a girl there that said that her mum's Anita and she's Geeta. She won't mind me saying that. But yeah, and the mum wasn't going to call her Geeta, but the midwife said, oh no, that needs. And yeah, quite phenomenal, really. And then there was another one that said, oh yeah, that happened to me as well.
It is totally incredible. And I always, when I'm teaching this as well, there's someone who told me a story. She was born and the mum and dad had given her the birth name, and she got home from hospital and dad went out to register the birth. And when he brought the birth certificate back, the mum's saying, well, who's this? That's not the name we agreed on. And we looked at both just to see, because it is always the birth name we go with. And we looked at the other name that was possibly going to be given, and sure enough, it was 2 different life paths, and she was living exactly the life path that her dad had registered her name with. So there was a definite telepathy saying, oh, this is the name I have to give that life path, you know.
Wow. And another thing then I remember is I went for Alexander technique years ago. I was going for Alexander technique. And the woman said to me, oh, what have you called your boys, or what's your boys' names? And so I was really proud that I've given, like, the eldest one's got 2 of my husband's names and 1 of my dad's. And then my second boy's got 2 of my dad's names and 1 of husband's. And she said, oh, they haven't got a name of their own then. And I burst into tears. And then later found that this is, you know, so they got the name they were supposed to have.
Absolutely, yes. And like you mentioned before, if someone, for instance, has been given a name, but maybe, you know, not long after as well, they've maybe been adopted and they've been given another name, a change of name like that, or, you know, by deed poll or marriage, that's what we call an overlay name. But the original name is the one that we've been given at birth. That's the one that the soul has come in with, and that would be the original one that we work with. But there is a way that we can look at to see if there is a change of name. It's worked out a bit differently, and those energies are infused into the original name. So it kind of, you know, helps with, you know, it could help change and add on different energies.
That is so fascinating, because if you go to like an astrologer for a reading, you really need to know your exact time of birth, don't you? But there's nothing like that with this. You just need to know the name you were given at birth.
Absolutely. And honestly, when I did it first in 2016, it was all quite a lot to take in, because that was kind of me just starting on my kind of spiritual journey. And after I did that, and you have a healing at the end of the reading as well, and it kind of does, it realigns you back. It's almost like fast tracking you back, come back on track if you've maybe gone off a wee bit. But when you see your soul plan and do the healing, and we can clear redundant energies or old energies of past life stuff as well, it could really bring you back on track. And then all sorts of things happen that you maybe didn't expect, but it certainly gets you on track to where you're going. So it's just, I sat on it for maybe a year or 2, and then it really called me back in. And now I live and breathe it. It's absolutely my passion to to get this out as well, because it's just life-changing when you know yourself, and also being able to help people who feel a bit lost. And in particular, there's maybe some teenagers, they feel they're lost because we're very high spiritual beings, aren't we? And we're on this dense sort of energy planet where it's hard to be this spiritual being and have the connection, and we could lose that connection. And a lot of people go through just, sometimes even not even wanting to be here, because what's the point, But see, when we look at our soul plan and you can give this to somebody and say, well, look, here's why you're feeling like this, but look where you're aiming to go, and this is all about your growth, and what an amazing journey we're all on here in this moment, and this amazing time in history to raise the frequency of the whole planet and raise us and clear all the lower dense energies that we've been accumulating through lifetimes and generational and just through trauma. So if we're able to clear all that and realign back, it's phenomenal where we can be and connect.
I mean, for anyone watching this, I will just say, and I know this is not about this, but this 20-year period that we're in from 2012 to 2032 is a transitional time that's never been done in a physical body before. Anyone on the earth plane at this time chose to be here at this time because of this, to help us move forward into this higher vibration. It's not that you're leaving the planet or anything to ascend. It literally is that you're just ascending into a higher vibration. Yeah, it's quite fascinating. But your soul chose to be here at this time. It's so important. And so what you're doing is so important to let you know, what you saw. Is there a top? Because I'm pretty sure a lovely friend of mine as well, Suzette, she does soul plan. After we saw Daniel Vay's Angelic Muse, I wanted my son to have his soul plan, and she said something about you don't really get a full reading or an understanding of it until you're about 40. But no, it's any age.
Yeah, and usually people who come for a reading are around about the age of 30-ish, because that's usually when you're stepping into your spiritual part. You're realizing that you've gone through life, and naturally you think, well, there's a wee bit more to life, and you're wanting to explore a bit more. Or it might be a bit earlier than that due to quite a traumatic incident that's maybe happened in life, and it jolts you more into the spiritual part, and you're seeking, looking for more as well. And it's interesting that 30ish time kind of fits into with Saturn return, when we get that round about the age of 29, where you reach a path, and it's like, well, do I keep going there for the next 29 years or whatever, so it kind of falls in about the same time. But people are searching more now, and especially now. And if we know why we're here, because ultimately we're all here to be of service to the planet, to be here and help in this pivotal time and their whole existence. And I just can't think of a better time, and that's why I'm so passionate about it. And even Blue has said that the more people that are aligned with their soul plan, the more positive influence we could have in the whole world, and bring that love and expansion all around us. And isn't it the love vibration that we are really working with right now to expand and increase the frequency of the planet?
Absolutely. I mean, she did do my son's reading for me, even though he wasn't that age. And she said, but it probably just would make more sense to him when he was a bit older. I don't know. But yeah, she did do it. Would you like to show what the plan looks like? What they soul plan?
Yes, I'll just share just to show you a soul plan, what it looks like. So there we go. Can you see that there? Yeah.
There, perfect, yes.
Yeah. So this is what we do. We create your star of creation. And remember, it's the Merkaba, like what we were showing here.
Yeah,
That's the soul plan logo, by the way, that we'll see wherever anybody does soul plan. And the Merkaba is obviously this like spirit vehicle, and it's almost like we decide we've come here, we've decided on the life path, and we're traveling to be brought into this incarnation to experience what we're going to go through. So there are 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet, and this is what we base soul plan on, 22 letters and symbols, numbers and symbols. So there are 22, and we are made up of every one of them because we are affected by each and every energy and every moment of our lives. But your soul plan is actually the specific energies that your soul has chosen to give you the life experience that you've come here to live. Yeah. So although we're affected by them all, this is the specific ones that your soul's chosen to really experience for whatever reason. And all 22.
Just look at, sorry, if you
Yes.
just look at that,
Mm-hmm.
straight away you'd think, goodness me, or because that looks quite exciting, the amount of double numbers. Is that good?
That's an interesting, very good observation right away, Jackie, because that's what we look for. As soon as we do a soul plan, we look at it and then we see, well, are there double numbers? Are there combinations? Is there a mix of both? And you're spot on there because you've actually noticed that every one, apart from two, are double numbers. And when you've got a double number, it does show too that your soul's really wanting you to experience that energy. And the combination numbers have obviously got two energies in them. But when we look at the star of creation, you've got this downward triangle here, as we say. This is the earthly,
Right.
the feminine, the feminine aspect of it. And the upward triangle is the masculine source. So we've got the spiritual and the earthly experiences. And obviously they are all integrated because we're working with the masculine, the feminine integration of our body, our physical and our spiritual. So it's not to say that because we always start here at the worldly challenge position, and it's not to say that, okay, this is all the worldly aspect, let's work through this and that's that out the way. No, we always were integrating because some things could be triggered later on in life that are from our childhood or from a situation that's happened.
Mm.
So we always start here with a soul plan reading at the worldly challenge position, or I like to call this opportunities for growth as well. Because it's not like, although it could be a challenge in life, we're certainly learning through it. And as you can tell right away, if you're able to see, well, this is my challenge, the 9 happens to be related to power, protection, and peacemaking. It's a steely serpent sort of symbol here. It's a very plugged into source energy, this one. They've all got a different meaning. And they've also got a different interpretation depending where that falls on your chart. But right away, this 9, and it's a double 9, shows that it's going to be quite an intense challenge because it's a double one with this. And this is obviously maybe about then power being taken away from the person and not really being empowered. That power's been taken away, and it could be due to relationship issues or anything, that's affected their lives, that they've not been in full power. Now, when you're given a reading, we talk about what it all means, and the person's able then to relate to that. And obviously talking about it is very healing as well, being able to talk about what they've been through.
Yes.
But then what we've all got is a talent position as well, with a specific energy that we come with. And here we've got the 7-7, and this is all about unity, sort of magnetism and action, integration. It's been a kind of open-hearted energy, being able to network and very good with people as well, you know. And that kind of helps, whatever energy we've got in this position will help to overcome our challenges, and it will also help us to reach our goals. That's the So if you see someone's got quite difficult challenges, you're looking right away to think, have they got strong talents in their chart, you know, that's really going to help them to overcome. And then we go up to the worldly goals, and this is obviously this is actually my chart I'm just using, because I had to go through full circle to claim my power back from situations that I had gone through in life where my power was totally taken away from me. So I learned through going through life, but I didn't know all of this when I was going through this, obviously. And if I did, it would have made more sense, and I might have been a wee bit more fast-tracked into understanding what it was all about, which is why I'm keen to get it out and let people know about it now.
Yeah.
And then we come into the spiritual challenge position, which we, as I say, come into around about the age of 30, 35. And the 3 energy is all about communication and expression. 7 out of the 22 energies, Jackie, are what we call polarity energies. So they have got an extra sort of power about them, that this particular one is about wealth and poverty. We've also got, like this one here is the 11 energy, assimilation, structure and harmony. The polarity is on life and death, or endings and beginnings. This one is the 7th polarity, and that's all on the beauty and the ugliness in the world. So you've got 7 different energies. So if you've got one of them in the challenge position, you know it's going to be a bit of a tough thing to get through. And just for instance, wealth and poverty here, and it's a double, it's 3, 3. And I was doing very nicely, thank you very much, up until about 28-ish, 29, and through circumstances ended up homeless. So that was an extreme situation of, absolutely, of that wealth and poverty energy. And going through, you know, I had so much knowledge and information, and this was me in the depths with everything that I knew, but it's a very hard lesson on wealth and poverty if it's in the challenge position. So I went through quite a hard, deep challenge with this one, but I'm glad to say that it's been years and years and years of trying to overcome that, and throat issues. And I have no doubt I've been persecuted and hung and whatever else in previous lives for not speaking my truth as well. Because it's about expression, communication, speaking your truth. And obviously we know the throat chakra, the saboteur, is you know, about lies. So there's a whole load of you know, how it gets a wee bit more interesting looking at it in depth.
Yeah.
And the 3 energy as well, Jackie, is also about teaching. It's a teaching vibration. And lo and behold, I did go on to become a teacher in Soul Plan and the silent counselling that I do, which I love doing. And I must say, I have never, ever, ever done a live before. And you've given me this opportunity to actually overcome this 3-3 energy as well by inviting me on tonight as well to really, you know, express put over, because that's been a huge block for me over the past 6-7 years, especially. So thank you for helping me with that.
Fantastic. Well, it was funny when I put out yesterday that you were going to be on here today. Two very good friends of mine, Joe Dance and David Hands, both commented, and you know them both.
Too
Yeah.
amazing. And I thought, oh my gosh, David and Joe, how wonderful. And I'm so grateful for their input and their friendship over the past few years as well. And I thought, what a small world.
Isn't it though? But no, it's great that you're on here tonight, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for the reading that you gave me. It was amazing.
Again, that was a nudge from the universe, Jackie. It was just like, because I've been following you for a few years, and then I just thought, gosh, I feel I have to do this, and then look where we are. So it's feels as
Amazing.
if it's all
All
been
meant
there.
to be, always, yeah, always.
Absolutely, yeah. So you've come with spiritual challenges again. We've come with our talents that help us overcome that as well. The 13 and the 4, this is the Divine Mother energy. And I think because from the age of 14, I wanted to be a nurse. I was always wanting to be caring and looking after people. So this Divine Mother energy has been there, you know. And then we come up to our spiritual goals. The 10-1 is about potential manifestation. It's very much a service energy as well. And then the soul destiny in the middle is really letting us know what we're here to do. So we can see how every single person has got their own individual soul plan. And maybe someone might be asking, well, what about if my just say you've got your name, but it's exactly the same name as your mother, so your people have got exactly the same name. Yeah, they'll have the same energies, but it's all up to the environment, the people that play the part, because we're all playing the part, aren't we, on this stage?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've all got our soul families, we've all got soul parts that we play, for whether it's, people come in your life for reasons and seasons, etc., but they're all playing the part. So whatever, if they have the same name, they will be going through the same energy, but with different people in different situations that they go through that experience. And ultimately then it's all about soul growth, isn't it? Why are we here? And at this time, it's very much, I believe, an absolute honour and privilege to be here at this time. Just like you were mentioning earlier on a wee bit about the way that we're going into higher frequencies.
Yes. Yeah. Understanding that, because it's a big thing to get your mind around, but we've been kept in a circle, in a loop of reincarnation, where we've been kept down and small and little, when
Yeah.
we're so much more than that. And you do have to hear it a lot of times to realize that actually you are way more than what you think you are, because even at school you would not have really blossomed probably from different teachers or whatever. Yeah, it's a very odd thing, but yeah, we're so much more than we believe we are.
Yes, absolutely. And as I say, when you see your star of creation in front of you, and you're able to go through it all and really explain what it's all about, and then offer the soul plan healing at the end, where we connect and allow that soul plan hologram to be returned to source, to be cleared, and then brought back in and integrate, it's just wonderful. And a lot of people, as I say, might be feeling quite lost, wondering what is it all about. And this is a really good method to help people understand. Yeah.
And is 6-6 a good soul destiny? Like, it's what make it, I suppose, as
Yeah.
well. But yeah.
Yeah, so this is mine too, and the 6 is all about thought and creativity. because when I first saw this as well, I thought, well, I'm certainly not artistic, because I think all of us think, oh, creativity is all about being artistic and that, and I didn't see myself in that, but it's about how you are and how creative you are in your whole life, and how how you just are, and also about being a luminary. So it's about there being, a beacon of light to help other people as well. So I could see that I'm on my way to sort of fulfilling that, and I just know that, yeah, that's me. And I've got the picture on the wall at the back.
That you
That was,
actually painted, didn't you?
it wasn't me, it was a great friend who did that through the college. I met her on my very first class in London, and she offered to do soul plan mandalas. So I'm very grateful for that as well. Christina Macmillan.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Are we finished with that one now?
Yeah, indeed we are. We'll just come out.
Lovely. So we can look at that picture a bit better. Yes, so
Absolutely.
she did that for you. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
It
and
is.
it's just who it is. So there's 22 energies. I have just kind of put them there too. So out of all the 22, you will have a good few of them in your own chart. But as I say, we are made up of all of them, but we've come specifically with our own soul chart. And it's amazing. There's a divine mother energy again. It's beautiful.
So is that a pack of cards that you made, or that's a pack of cards from Blue Marsden?
They're blue Marsdens, because this goes with the soul transformation therapy course, which Jo Dance has done. I met her online there doing that. So this I call a kind of sister therapy. Blue actually downloaded all this. So soul plans about your whole life, and soul transformation therapy is using the soul plan energies, but they're in the now moment. It's a special spiritual counselling session. So you're able to find out, what's going on with someone who comes in, and then having a chat with them about how they're feeling, what brings them here. And then you're able to use the soul plan energies. They would pick one of the 7 polarity energies first to see what polarity they're being affected by in the now. If it was the 11, it would be about loss, could be bereavement, heartbreak, divorce, or it could be transition, going through transition, but maybe having a resistance to that too. But all the different ones, there's a master slavery, so they might be going through a subservient role, it just depends where they're at the moment. So we'd take note of that, and then we shuffle all the 22 energies again, and then we ask them to pick another one. If it's online, we do it like that and ask them when to stop. And then we would turn it over and they'll say, all right, this is abundance. So we would put that one and match it with the first card that came, that blue made up a grid. Oh my gosh, 100% spot on every time. Because I do wee videos every week on the collective, how the energy is on for the collective. And then you would find out whether it was like a maternal issue or unresolved grief, or whatever it is would come up, and then you work on that. So long story short, yeah, those cards come with the soul transformation therapy course that Blue Marsden does through the Holistic Healing College. Great course as well. To do.
When you say you do the videos each week, where would we find them?
So they're on my Facebook page, but I also put them onto my YouTube channel. So I've got a YouTube channel, Jacqueline Adams, and I always put them on my Facebook page, which
Yeah,
will be
that's
linked on
worth
here.
looking at.
Yeah, they're so spot on every week. Whether I stop in the car or I'm on the beach or wherever I am, I tune in to the energies, see what the collective is, and yeah, I think on Sunday there it came up as an unexplained energetic blockage that was affecting us all.
Oh, oh, something just went through my mind. I mean, do you know about the 8th, the eclipse?
Absolutely, yes.
Yes. So, but you couldn't do the cards before that, or can
Yes.
you?
Yes, I could. Yeah, I could.
Really?
Absolutely, I will do them. I'll probably do another one on Sunday just before the
Oh,
eclipse.
fantastic.
And I
Because we're
might,
all going to do a gathering in Lyndhurst for that.
yeah,
It's 7:17 on the 8th of
that's the time,
April.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
And we're going to do this hum for
Uh-huh.
4 minutes, 28.1 seconds.
Wow. That would be
Amazing.
amazing. I wish
Yeah.
I was near her. I would be down and I see all what you're doing and I thought, oh gosh, that'd be so good to be down. But
But even so, Alex Ling, Dr. Alex Ling, who I
mhm,
spoke with last week, he said that it doesn't matter if you're on your own or anything. The whole intention is to raise the
yes,
vibration.
yes, yeah,
And I think that's what we're all moving towards now. We're all realizing just how important that is to raise our vibration as much as possible. And I know when you're feeling low, you wouldn't want to even hear that, would you?
I know.
But to know that what's the silent listening that you do?
Now,
Counseling?
counselling, yeah, so that's rapid energy release with silent counselling. Phenomenal, rapid counselling session as well. The difference being is that the person does not have to talk about the traumatic event that they've been through. So this was developed by Marjorie and John Cooper up here in Scotland, who had a young girl come into their clinic and she was so distraught she couldn't speak. So they're looking at each other thinking, like, what can we do to help? So they've trained with Roger Callahan as well with thought field therapy, and they worked with meridian work, holding the meridians, breath work, and muscle testing. So the muscle testing is used to find out where in the body in the meridian, what meridian. For instance, we've got the gallbladder meridian here. This is where we hold resentment, rage, bitterness, and frustration. So if we're able then to hold those points, we breathe and let go, and I'm holding the space for my client, and we're able, and you can see the energy in front of you just being released. It's phenomenal. It's very quick and rapid, and without having to talk about past events, you're able just to tune in to the blocked emotions that are holding people back. Mm-hmm.
What if they want to talk though? Because some people
Yeah,
find it helpful to.
absolutely they can, yeah. It was just a wee bit of, I think that it was Marjorie and John that named silent counselling at the time just because she didn't have to talk. But yeah, talking is, and of course, if someone's in, it's good to talk, let them talk and let that come out. But they don't have to necessarily go back, like they have said in conventional counselling, which is great too. But sometimes they were finding it very traumatic to keep repeating and going
Yes.
through that trauma that they've been through. And people feel lighter. They feel as if they've had it all removed. Some people said they feel reborn. And again, it's just the energy work that we do, isn't it? It's all energy.
Yeah. But just even to feel listened to, or even, to know you're being worked on, like you say, with that's fascinating.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And the trauma's all in here in the bladder meridian. You could release any trauma. You just acknowledge and I release the trauma and you breathe, so many times. And I'm just supporting the person, letting go. Grief is on the thumb, on the outside of the thumb, holding that lung meridian and allowing the grief to be released.
Wow.
Heartache on the pinky. So all 14 different meridian points to
Oh, how
release.
interesting.
Amazing, yeah. So, but that's all on my website if anybody wants to train as
Yeah,
well.
well, I was just thinking, do you want to bring your website up and actually show us on a screen share,
All
Jack?
right, okay, let me see if I can bring
Yeah,
this
if
up.
you click on it and open it, and then you do a
Mhm,
share screen, it should open up to show us. Because
mhm.
this is new today. You've launched this one today.
I have, so my other one that I've got is actually that I've had since 2004 is Energize with a J for Jacqueline. And that's got a lot of things on it too, but this one that I'm doing that I've just launched, I'm not even sure it's in the process of actually being launched this evening, and it's called www.gatewaytoascension.co.uk.
I like that. Gateway to Ascension.
Yeah, and that just came. So, Jackie, what's happened is it's actually it's in the process of going live as we
Oh,
speak.
okay. Well, you've said what it is.
But
People can look that up.
that's kind of the front. It's all about explore, evolve, and embrace your soul's journey.
Oh,
And it's got everything I do on it: soul plan, soul transformation therapy, silent counselling, bioenergy healing, and there's a wee bit about the Aquarian Atlantean healing paddles as well that Blue Marsden teaches too. And I've got the teaching on soul plan and the silent counselling, but that will be live, I'm sure, later on tonight. So thank you for that opportunity.
Yeah, no, that's honestly fine. It's been very fascinating listening to this, Jacqueline. Because there's the other thing I just went through my mind is like there's different ways to spell Jacqueline. You know,
Yes.
something done is Jacqueline. It's a very unusual way she spells it. But yeah, so even that makes a difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it does. And even Anne with or without an E will
Oh,
change
yes.
yeah, it's just amazing how the spelling is so important.
Yeah.
Other people have gone to maybe write the name down and they've gone and made a mistake with the spelling on the birth name. It's actually the same. It's the one that's written down that the soul. It's like, well, that was what we've come with.
Yeah. Yeah. Fascinating. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. If you look afterwards, there might be some comments or questions or anything, if you don't mind just looking through.
Absolutely, of course.
Because I can't see as we're going along if there's any questions or comments.
Same here. Yep. So I hope that's been a wee bit of good, and thank you again. Thank you very much. If I'm down your way, Jackie, I'll call.
Oh,
call.
definitely, yeah. I'd love that. Yeah, because you've been down and done workshops with David Hands, who's like a
Yes.
I mean, that's amazing because I had a reading with David last.
That's incredible, yeah. Hi, David, if you're watching.
Okay.
So lovely.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Thanks
much.
anyone that's watching. And yeah, well worth looking up their website. May not be tonight, but tomorrow. But even so, you've already got a website up that's Jacqueline Adams.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Don't me, yeah.
Thank you, Jacqueline.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.